Hey guys, what's up? It's Koichi, and I'm gonna be doing another one of these Bukkit plugin tutorials. There have been a couple people who've been asking for this, but uh, I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new project. It's gonna be called YouTube Tutorial, right? And I need to set up this project. I hope you guys know how to do that. If you don't, what you need to do is you need to download. Um, You need to download Bukkit, which is, let's just go over to the Bukkit wiki. And right down here, you'll see latest downloads, and you want to buy the, you not buy, you want to download the Bukkit API recommended build. Now, when you click on that, it'll go ahead and download it. You want to keep it. I'm going to discard it, but you want to keep it. And when you're done with that, go to your computer drive, local disk, and you want to put the put what you downloaded into your C drive right here. For the purpose of this tutorial, and I usually rename. I take out all the version numbers and I rename it to Bukkit or Craft Bukkit, depending on So after you're done with that, you want to right-click your project that you just created in Eclipse, which you have to download again. Just Google Eclipse, not Saros, just Eclipse. You want to go to eclipse.org and you want to go to the Downloads tab. And you want to download the right version for you, which is usually going to be the first one, whatever version you need. After you're done installing that, you got to make a new project and you got to go through all this stuff. I did that in a weird order. Anyway, you want to right-click your project after you've created it. You want to go to your build path, and you want to go to Add External Archives. Now, this is important. It'll give you errors if you don't have this, because you're basically building something built off of Bukkit. So you're adding something to Bukkit. So that's why you need to add this as your one of your external archives, or else it'll give you errors all over the place. Alright, well, after you're done with that, we're going to want to click source. You want to go to new package. Now this is important. Your package name isn't you might not think it's important, but you should just keep it simple, right? So first of all, if you don't have any sort of website or any sort of namespace or web space or anything like that, you want to go com dot whatever email provider you have. So I have Gmail, com.gmail dot your email koichi n dot youtube tut. Now for you it'd be, say I had a Hotmail or something, for you it'd be com.hotmail.sexyboy7632.youtube.tut, something like that. If you know how to do this, I'll go ahead and skip that, but I just need to tell you that if you didn't know. For me, I'm going to put the crafted movie website .koichi.youtube.tut and YouTube tutorial, the whole thing. This is usually how it's structured. You would put your website, your name, and then your project name or your plugin name, just like that. Now we're going to finish that, and now we have a project. Now, or a package. Now within this package, we're going to start coding. So what we do is we have to make a new class, and let's call it main, or YTT main, just like that. Alright, from here on, what we're going to do now is we're actually going to get into the coding. So, public class YTT main, right here we're going to have to declare that it's a Java plugin, a plugin built off of Bukkit. So we're going to write, this class extends Java plugin. So this will be the main class that extends Java plugin. So we have to import Java plugin, and there you go. Now the Bukkit, Craft Bukkit, can recognize that it is a Java plugin. After we're done that, we need two main methods. We need public void on enable, like that, and then public void on disable, just like that. Now within here, it's pretty simple. This method is basically called when the plugin is enabled, and this method is called when the plugin is disabled. So it's pretty simple. what you're going to do here is on enable, we're going to do system.out.println, just a simple command line print, and we're going to write YouTube tut has been enabled. And here we're going to do the exact opposite of that. We're going to system.out.println YouTube tut has been disabled. Now we're going to do two different things with this this tutorial. First of all, we're going to make it heal a player once they've been hurt, and second is we're going to heal the player on a command. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to have to make a new class in the same package. It's going to be called YTT listener, and this is going to be our player listener, or it doesn't have to be a player listener, but it's going to be our listener in general, and this is going to implement listener. And oh, we need an S at the end, my bad. So it's going to implement listener, and what that does is it'll it basically like inherits listener, if that makes any sense. You're gonna have to know a little Java to follow these tutorials, but if you don't, just copy and paste. Really, try not to copy and paste too much though. You gotta try to understand what's going on. Anyway, we're gonna create a method on player. What should we do? On player death. Player death event will be the parameters, and what this method does is it's called every time a player dies. Pretty simple, right? So on player death, let's do an if statement. If event, or let's declare our player first. Player P equals event dot get entity. There, my bad. And it wants us to import player. If p dot get name dot equals ignore, or dot equals, that's right, Kuichi. Now right here you want to put whatever your name is, or whatever your in-game name is. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do p dot set health 20, because 20 is the max health. Now what this does is every time you die, every time I die, because my name's Kuichi in game, every time I die, it'll set my health to 20, and I would not die. Yeah. So that's one way to do an if statement. Another way, if you only have one line of code inside your if statement, a more efficient way is just not having brackets at all, and just doing it right after like this, and having a semicolon at the end. That cleans up your code a lot. Save space. It's just a good practice. Alright, so now that we've gotten our method here, we're gonna have to declare that declare this listener in our main class. So how we do that is we're gonna do get server dot get plugin manager dot register events, and this will take a listener argument. So we're gonna put new YTT listener, because we need an instance of our listener class, and then we need an instance of the plugin, which is this. So it'll return its own class, and then this will give us this class. And what this does is it'll basically get all the methods in here that have the annotation at event handler. I missed that too. So we're gonna put at event handler there, and then we're gonna import it. So you need to put this. You need to declare this annotation before every method when you're trying to get this method to be called by by the main plugin. So what that's gonna do is every time a player dies, it'll call this method. It'll say if p.getName equals Koichi, so if the player's name is Koichi, it'll set that person's health to 20. Now I'm gonna leave that as the first tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. Go ahead and subscribe and give it a like, And I forgot one more thing. We need a new file in our project. Not our source, not our package. In our project, we're doing a new file. We need a plugin.yml. This is like a declaration file. And what? Oh, whoops. Let's try that again. My bad. Plugin.yml. And what this does is it'll open a WordPad, or a notepad, or it might open up here. But either way, we're gonna have to open it. And right now we're gonna write name, the name of our plugin. So YouTube tutorial main. It would be. Now here's the tricky part that I had trouble with when I was starting to make plugins. You need to write your whole package name. So all of your package name. com.craftingmovie.koichi.youtube tutorial plus your main class. So that'd be .ytt main. Just like that. So it would be your package name here and then your main class here. Alright? And then author, obviously want to declare your author. And version, there's version. And one thing you need to know about this is you can't use tabs. It'll give you an error every time you use a tab. So don't use tabs. Alright? So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna right click that after we're done saving it, and we're gonna refresh it. Or you can just press F5, either one. Alright, so how we export it is we go down to File, Export, Jar File, or if you haven't used Eclipse before, it'll give you this. You want to click on Java and then Jar File. You want to go down to your project. You want to check that box next to your project, and then you want to browse where you want to export your project. So file name, I want to put YouTube tutorial, save, and then finish. And good job, you've just created your first plugin. You can go ahead and load that into Bukkit and see if it works. Alright, now I hope you guys liked it. You guys subscribe, you can like, you can leave comments, and you can contact me on the server, website, YouTube, any way you can. Alright, see you guys.